Please leave your message.
Hello?
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 What's going on, man?
Nothing. You want to call Joy? You want to do a three-way with Joy? Hold on.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. Phone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Joy, I'm on the phone with Brian, a.k.a. my doctor. We thought we'd just give you a quick little call. So we'll just take up your voicemail conference call. Why not? What's going on, doctor?
I'm doing okay. I just left the room with Joy not even 10 minutes ago, and then you called me.
Really?
Yeah. She was in a room with Oscar and us, but the conversation devolved into, like, dumbery.
Dumbery.
For lack of another word, yeah, dumbery.
So what are you doing today?
I went and ran 3 miles, and got my buddy coming over here in about an hour, and we're going to drop the transmission pan, and we're doing a transmission filter flush. He was supposed to come over yesterday, but he ended up having to cut a couple extra yards. So he's coming over today. We're going to work on the truck. Yeah, you need to come in this room, bro. Find Oscar. I'll talk to you there.
Over now.
Hello.
Hi, Maria. This is John. How are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm excellent. What are you up to?
Working.
Ugh.
You know, per usual, always working.
What do you do for work?
I'm an attorney.
You're an attorney?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exhausting.
Oh, tell me about it.
I thought you were...
Why do you say that?
Sorry.
What?
I thought you were, I didn't know you were an attorney, but that's pretty cool. Do you like doing that?
Yeah, I told you what I did. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's stressful. Honestly, I'm always fucking working. But it is what it is.
What kind of law is it?
I do mass torts law, so people that are exposed with asbestos.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're big cases, so.
Well, that's pretty cool.
It's great. How about you?
I open and close offices.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. What are you planning on doing this weekend?
This weekend on Saturday, one of my girlfriends told me to go to I guess it's called the Wisconsin Fair. I don't know. I've never been.
She wants you to go to the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
No, not the Renaissance Fair. She did tell me about that too, but I guess this is a state fair.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never been.
I've been to Cheese Days in what is it? Montreux, or what's it called? Can't remember the name of that area in southwest Wisconsin. It's called. Anyways, it's a big cheese festival. If you love cheese, they have a cheese queen.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Is it Monroe,
I
Wisconsin?
swear,
Yeah, Monroe.
the Midwest is so different. I can't Can't handle it.
Yeah, it's like a cheese harvest. It's in Monroe, Wisconsin. My cousins used to live there.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds interesting. When is it?
I have to look. It may have already passed.
Oh, got it. Okay. But are you up to working? Or are you off?
No, I just cooked myself some lunch. I just walked away from my home office.
Oh, okay. Very nice. I just did the same thing, but I didn't cook it. It's already made. So I'm working from home today too.
Where do you live again? Kenosha?
No, I live in Waukegan.
Oh, Waukegan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
But
Waukegan.
I work in the city.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what do you mean the city? Chicago?
Chicago.
Oh, I was like, there's a downtown Waukegan?
Oh, God. I don't even know. I don't even go out here, so I have no idea what's around here.
Oh my God, so you commute? You drive all the way down?
I take the metro, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The metro's not so bad. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it sucks, though. It's a long commute. It's an hour and 20
It could
there,
be,
and
it could
then
be
hour and
worse.
20 back.
I mean, you know, you waste at least an hour of every day, at least.
Yeah. But the thing is that I work while I commute, so it's okay.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I live right by the metro train stop. I live in Jefferson Park.
Oh, okay. Which metro?
What is it, like Northwest Pacific Line, or I don't know the name of the line. It goes to Crystal Lake, I believe.
What is it?
The name of the train line, I'm not sure, but I live in Jefferson Park, and there's a metro train line. I think it's like the Northwest Union Pacific. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the name of their metro is. I've never taken it.
No?
I want to go to Crystal Lake and like spend a day up there, like a Saturday night or a Friday night.
Crystal Lake's cool. I have a friend that lives there.
Yeah, I used to go there when I was a kid. I'm sure it's nicer now than it was even when I was a kid.
Oh, is that where you grew up?
No, my next door neighbor, his dad was an engineer for the city of Chicago, and he retired and bought a big house in Crystal Lake. So I used to go up there every weekend and like hang out with my buddy Billy.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I think, yeah, I passed by that. No, but the one that you're talking about is a different one. But the one I take, it's called Union Pacific. I'll tell you in a second. Learning these Chicago terms every day, it's funny to me. I take Union Pacific. It's a green line.
Yeah, I think you might pass by me. I mean, if you want to get off at Jefferson Park, I'm like right here. We can go to this incredible restaurant called Gale Street Inn. It's
I've
very
heard of
good.
that. I heard it's good.
Yeah, they've got fantastic ribs and chicken, and everything else
Do
is
they?
fantastic. Yeah.
Actually, one of my coworkers, how funny, one of my paralegals was telling me about that place not long ago. How ironic. But I just don't know if mine doesn't go through there, but like it goes to Ogilvy, which is where I go. Yeah, the one that I take is called Union Pacific North.
Yeah, you'd have to look at all your stops and see if Jefferson Park is one of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I can figure that out. But yeah, how interesting. So did you grow up in Illinois?
Yeah, I grew up in Chicago. My dad is a retired police officer. My mom's a retired postal employee.
That's awesome. My dad was a police officer before he became an attorney. That's nice. That's really nice. But we're not from here, so.
¿Tú hablas español, sí?
Pues claro. Sí, hablo español.
¿De dónde eres?
My parents are My dad's full Colombian and my mom's half Colombian and half Honduran.
Oh wow.
But I have more Colombian in my blood than anything.
Viva la Colombia.
Yeah, I was just at the Colombian festival.
Oh
I was
yeah.
at Northeastern University.
Oh fuck! I wish I would have gone. Damn.
Yeah, you should have gone.
Ugh, that's like going to Colombia without having to go to Colombia. Ugh, my dreams.
Exactly.
My dreams could have come true. What did I? Oh.
I was like, this is very crazy. I didn't know it was a thing. So our independence was last Saturday, and I didn't know that Chicago did a festival for Colombian independence, and it was honestly the best festival I had. It was super expensive, I will tell you that, like in the inside buying stuff, but honestly, you could eat everything and anything you could imagine from Colombia inside of there.
I bet I would have eaten everything.
And it was amazing, and I found out that there's a lot of Colombian restaurants in Chicago that I didn't know about.
Yeah, there's. I guess I don't really know a good Colombian restaurant in Chicago. I've been to some amazing Colombian restaurants, or are they Puerto Rican restaurants? I don't know.
Where are they located?
I guess it's. Is it? Oh, Cuban restaurants. The Cuban.
Oh,
Like,
we're not the same.
yeah, I mean Argentinian to Colombian to Cuban. I don't know what the serious distinctions are, but I do. Have you ever been to that one? Gosh, what's it called? It's like what is it? An Argentinian steakhouse? What's that one called? In
Oh, La Che? The Che Steakhouse?
No, there's one in Rosemont now at that Parkway Bank, and then there's one downtown in the Gold Coast or in River North called it's where you have the card and then you flip it and then they bring the meat and they cut it right from the steak. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh God,
Doesn't matter. I'm just saying that meat and wine and.
stop! Please don't tell me that you're saying. I think it's called Fogo de Chao.
Yeah, Fogo de Chao.
Fogo de Chao is good.
But do Colombians do anything? Do they serve their meat like that?
We do churrascos, but ours are not necessarily like they bring you a piece of meat and you just eat it. No, like we have
Tortas.
What we call is picadas, which is basically like cuts of meat that are mixed with like potato, plantain, yuca, which is fried.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what that is.
There's actually a Colombian restaurant right near my house called Asadero de Colombiana, so I guess are Colombian.
Ah, El Asadero, yeah, I eat there at the Colombian restaurant.
Yeah, I always get the chicken and rice with the peas and the carrots. That's very good. I love that.
Got it. Yeah, El Asadero. My friend actually owns, have you heard of Pueblito Viejo?
No.
It's in Lincolnwood.
Oh, wow, okay.
My friend, so the original one is in Miami back home, but they opened one here in Chicago. And my friend is, their family is our family friends. So I thought it was super fucking ironic that they opened one here. And I guess it's a must-go in Chicago.
Oh, I bet. I grew up in Lincolnwood. There's another really good Mexican restaurant where we used to get this item called taquitos dorados. Have you ever had that?
Tacos dorados for the Mexicans make. Yeah,
not tacos. It's called taquitos dorados. It's kind of like a deep fried, I guess.
Taco.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
I've
tried them. They're good.
There's just something nice about sitting down at a nice Mexican restaurant where it's really artistically done, where the food comes out and you're like, oh, it's so good.
Oh, I agree. 100%. The only thing that I get iffy about with Mexican food is that, so they eat a lot of spicy. I don't. And usually, when I get something and want to try it, it's usually spicy, so I'm like, shit, this is shitty.
Wait, you don't like spicy food?
No. We don't eat spicy. But.
Have you ever had Indian food, spicy Indian food?
Oh, God, no. Let me tell you an experience about that. When I was in a conference for work, they took us to an Indian restaurant, and I tried the thing that they call buttered chicken or something.
Yeah.
It's like some chicken with some sauce. And then they had a whole bunch of other stuff that they ordered. Oh my god, it was not it.
Really? It's so good.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
It's
no.
so delicious.
I don't do spicy, and then Indians use peanuts, and I'm allergic to peanuts. They use peanut oil or peanut sauce a lot.
Yeah.
And it was not it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just not.
Well, I gotta say, I've had some amazing Indian dinners before. And
Really?
I've seen some of my friends eat spicy food where I'm just like, I dare you. I dare you. And they can just eat it nonstop. And I'm just like, how are you not crying in pain? Like you're barely even sweating. He's like, it's no big deal. I'm just like, wow, that's amazing.
Isn't it? Yeah, I think major respect for them that can do it. I can't. I wish. But I just can't. How was, did you end up going to that event that you told me about? The Cupscape?
Yeah, I went. It was fun.
How was it? Oh, okay, it was fun. Got it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, downtown Wrigleyville is amazing now. It's more amazing than ever before. They have the biggest venues now for live music. There's multiple large, well, I guess there's really only 2 large stages. Now there's even more, but there's this one area. It's Old Crow and this new bar,
yeah.
Tin City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then the rooftop at that, it's called the Bamboo Room or whatever the hell it is now. It used to be called
Oh, yeah,
Deuces.
the rooftop is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, they spent so much money on these rooftops. Even that Moe's Cantina rooftop is amazing.
It is. Yeah, a lot of those places over there. I was there not long ago. I do give them credit for their effort. They really nice.
Right? I mean, and then they have that dispensary, which is just like, God, that must be the highest grossing dispensary in the city.
I bet. I would not doubt it.
Well, yeah, it's just kind of amazing how it all comes together in that one little spot. Great food, great entertainment, It's probably the best nightlife destination in Chicago now. I mean,
Yeah, River North is nice, but it's been getting dangerous over there.
I was in a shoot. Some girl shot a guy right in the chest, like right near us, right by Boss Bar. Yeah, we were going into Hubbard Street Inn.
Uh-huh.
And some girl got out of a car and shot this guy waiting in line. I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, wow. That's scary. You gotta be careful.
Cheating on her.
You never know, nowadays, what situations you're going to be in. It's scary.
Yeah.
Chicago is scary. There's a lot of things that go on here that I'm just like, what is this and why?
I was surprised the police showed up almost instantaneously.
Did they really? Probably because the nightclub has a connection.
They were just in waiting, just waiting somewhere, and they just came running. It was crazy.
That's wild. That's scary. God bless. But
yeah,
those are situations that happen.
Yeah, lover spat. I mean, it's not like they're trying to take over somebody's bar business and control the beer distribution. It's just like lovers.
Right. But it's crazy. Usually when I get off the metro in the mornings, I'm usually very cautious on who's around me and stuff because in the Loop area, there's a lot of the Venezuelan migrants are there now.
Yeah.
And they are no joke, and they do not care who you are. So.
I know they're selling stuff on the street right outside the Standard Club. I'm like, holy fuck! And they're.
Were they really?
Yeah, they have little pop-up stands, and they're just and they're not leaving, and they're just out there smoking cigarettes, chilling.
That's crazy.
Running packages in and out the back door because I work at on Dearborn and I walk past it all the time and I always.
Oh my god! I work on Dearborn. That's funny.
Maybe I've seen you on. Well, I guess I wouldn't have seen you on the train. I take the CTA, or I mean, I take the blue line.
Oh yeah, no, I don't take CTA. But the blue line is right outside of my office.
Oh, you work at the Federal? You work at Dirksen?
Sidley?
Oh, the other one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 230 South Dearborn. I'm in that Federal Plaza building.
Oh, okay, not that far from me. You're just south of me.
Yeah, it's nice. I like downtown. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there. I would rather.
Oh God, I was living there and I was stressed every day.
Yeah, it's just
Like
yeah.
one, it is so expensive to park there.
Yep.
And I have a car, so it was unfortunate all the time. And then two, it's like, man, it's nice, don't get me wrong, you can go out and be wherever and there's always something going on, but it's just hectic.
Yeah, there's always shit going on at that Federal Plaza. I'm just like, I can't believe how many people protest here.
Oh God, and just wait until they do the Democratic convention in August. Oh,
I know. I've already got approved for annual leave. I will not be there.
oh, lucky you. I was thinking of taking off too. I was like, oh, fuck this shit. This is crazy.
I do not want to be in Chicago. I'm like, I'm going anywhere. I do not want to be in the city. Like, I hope my house doesn't burn down, but I don't want to be here.
I hope my house doesn't burn down. That's funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be working from home those days too, because absolutely not. I don't even want to know what's gonna happen. I don't even want to know, and I don't agree with it. So here we are.
All right, well, let's play it by ear. I mean, I'm down to meet up whatever is convenient for your schedule. So just let me know.
When are you usually free?
I mean, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for sure.
Every what? Sorry.
Every Thursday through Sunday.
Oh, okay. Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Any day I can get off after 12, but I just have to, plan it like a day in advance.
Right. I get off at 3, so.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to the beach today?
We could. Which beach?
Montrose.
Montrose. Hold on, let me look up how far that would be for me. Because I'm back home today.
Oh,
You gotta remember.
I thought you said you were downtown.
I work downtown, yeah, but I'm working from home today.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Yeah, Montrose Beach is awesome. They have this huge bird sanctuary, and I've got a boat there, and I've got 2 stand-up paddle boards. And
That's nice.
Yeah, there's a nice restaurant there on the beach called The Dock, which is very good. They've got great chicken chop salad.
Oh, wow. What time would you go there?
I'm right. I mean, I'm like free to go anytime, so whatever is convenient for you.
So it says it's an hour drive for me. And right now I have to finish these cases because I have court tomorrow. So I could probably be done before 3. But I just have to double check.
Yeah, well, just get as much done as you can, and then let me know your ETA, and I'll get stuff wrapped up here, and I'll pack a bag. Actually, I don't have any clean towels, which sort of sucks.
I have towels. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me confirm with you. I need to finish this because I just need to. And I'll let you know when I finish.
Okay. Okay.
Is
Sounds
that
good.
fine?
Okay. Yeah. Let me. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna email my boss and put on my away message.
Oh God. Okay.
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 Okay. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. You see, my life should be full of dates, day after day. This is why I'm reading Charles Baudelaire. Can't be too crazy now. Um, so I do have a new Clown House account.
That was the response.
Oh, we got rid of him then.
Yes. Yes.
I say we. I feel like we
I
did.
think it's, he did it. We targeted him. There are 2 casualties. It seems like very minimal, very targeted.
Very, very surgical. You see,
Gives
it's
a message.
all these things.
Yeah.
He don't like you, so you still here. Go ahead, Trent. Go ahead.
Can I say one
I'm
thing?
about to leave. Trust me, bro. I can't hear nothing.
Please, B. John, don't leave, please. Let me say one thing before you
Brother,
leave.
it's
God,
very
this
hard.
Trent
Like
sounds
I said,
like a
it's
fool.
very hard for a Somali man.
No, what's
to
also
speak.
I understand,
oh my
please.
goodness.
Wait, Trent.
Yes,
Walk on.
I'm going, man.
What do you mean don't leave? You was going to say something. What was you going to say?
Yeah, don't leave. All right, so listen.
Can I ask you a question, actually, bro?
Yes.
Would you let him finish his fucking sentence
Shut up,
before
man.
he
You know
fucking
I'm
says
talking to you.
anything?
Dirty boy.
He's literally saying...
Behind a new Trump administration, the Heritage Foundation, all of that, they are very juiced about this idea of these kind of executive policies that you could pass. That's who's going to be staffing the administration. They wrote down their plan, and I know you don't like to talk about it.
No,
but it's
okay,
called
no,
Project
Brent,
2025.
hold on, no, Brent,
Uh,
Brent, no, stop. If we're gonna have an honest conversation, we can have one, but don't tell people what they do or do not like to talk about. I'm just asking for honesty when people say things. If you say absolutely, I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's not the kind of claim that can be evaluated without you explaining why. So you're saying that the Heritage Foundation, the associations with that, is there something comparable on the left that we can use to evaluate whether or not we should take the fact?
There's something called underinsurance. You can be underinsured, right? But you have to go in and sign paperwork wherever you get this. But basically, if
Okay, this is Charles Baudelaire, poetry, poem. Okay, this is poet. This is Charles Baudelaire, poetry, poem. Thank you for coming. I knew you were gonna come. And I can't thank you enough for coming. I hope you come again. And again. And again. And again. human race. The beacons, Rubens, oblivious garden of indolence, pillow of cool flesh where no man dreams of love, where life flows forth in troubled opulence, as airs in heaven and seas and ocean move. Leonardo da Vinci, somber and fathomless glass, where lovely angels with calm lips that smile, heavy with mystery in the shadow pass, among the ice and pines that guard some isle. Rembrandt said hospital that a murmuring fills, where one tall crucifix hangs on the walls, where every tear-drowned prayer some woe distills, and one cold wintry ray obliquely falls. Strong Michelangelo, a vague far place, where mingle Christ with pagan Hercules. This phantoms of the great through twilight pace. The beacons, Rubens, oblivious God. This is Charles Baudelaire. The flowers of evil.
I get to the bottom of this like your boyfriend gets to the bottom of you, bro.
The dance of death. Carrying bouquet and handkerchief and gloves.
I get to the bottom of this.
The fighter's anger, the fawn's impudence, thou makest of all these a lovely thing. Proud heart, sick body, mind's magnificence. Puget, the convict's melancholy king. Watau, the carnival of illustrious hearts, fluttering like moths upon the wings of chance. Bright lustres light the silk that flames and darts and pour down folly on the whirling dance. Goya, a nightmare full of things unknown, the forms witches broil on Sabbath night. Old women at the mirror, children lone, who tempt old demons with their limbs' delight. Delacroix, lake of blood, ill angels haunt, where evergreen o'ershadowing woods arise. Under the surly heavens strange fanfares chaunt and pace like one of Weber's strangled sighs. The fighters. This is Charles Baudelaire's The Flowers of Evil. The Dance of Death. Carrying bouquet and handkerchief and gloves, proud of her height, as when she lived.
Money runs the politics in both parties. I mean, let's be honest about how many of our elected officials.
Charles Baudelaire, La Fleur de Mal, The Flowers of Evil, The Dance of Death. Carrying bouquet and handkerchief and gloves, proud of her height as when she lived, she moves with all the careless and high-stepping grace, and the extravagant courtesan's thin face, with slimmer waist in a ballroom mood, a floating robe in royal amplitude, pulls in deep folds around a dry foot, shod with a bright bright flower-like shoe that gems the sod. The swarms that hum about her collarbones, as the lascivious streams caress the stones, conceal from every scornful jest that flies her gloomy beauty and her fathomless eyes. Are made of shade and void with flowery sprays. Charles Baudelaire, La Fleur de Mort, the flowers of evil, the dance of death. Carrying bouquet and handkerchief and gloves, proud of her height as when she lived, she moves with all the careless and high-stepping grace, and the extravagant courtesan's thin face was slim. Her waist in a ballroom wooed, the floating robe in royal amplitude, pulls in deep folds around a dry foot, shod with a bright flower-like shoe that gems the sod. The swarms that hum about her collarbones, as the lascivious streams caress the stones, conceal from every scornful jest that flies her gloomy beauty and her fathomless eyes. Are made of shade and void with flowery sprays. Charles Baudelaire, La Fleur de Mort, the flowers of evil, the dance of death. Carrying bouquet and handkerchief and gloves, proud of her height as when she lived, she moves with all the careless and high-stepping grace, and the extravagant courtesan's thin face with slimmer waist in a ballroom wooed, the floating robe in royal amplitude, pulls in deep folds around a dry foot, shod with a bright flower-like shoe that gems the sod. The swarms that hum about her collarbones, as the lascivious streams caress the stones, conceal from every scornful jest that flies her gloomy beauty and her fathomless eyes. Are made of shade and void with flowery sprays. Charles Baudelaire, La Fleur de Mort, the flowers of evil, the dance of death. Carrying bouquet and handkerchief and gloves, proud of her height as when she lived, she moves with all the careless and high-stepping grace, and the extravagant courtesan's thin face with slimmer waist in a ballroom wooed, a floating robe in royal amplitude, pulls in deep folds around a dry foot, shod. Delacroix, lake of bloody angels haunt, where evergreen, o'ershadowing woods arise, under the Shirley heaven strange fanfares shaunt, and pest like one of Weber's strangled sighs, and malediction, blasphemy, and groan, ecstasies, cries, Te-Deums, and tears of brine, are echoes through 1,000 labyrinths flown, for mortal hearts an opiate divine. A shot, a shout, cried by 1,000 sentinels, an order from 1,000 bugles tossed, a beacon o'er 1,000 citadels, a call to huntsmen in deep woodlands lost. It is the mightiest witness that could rise to prove our dignity, O Lord, to thee, this sob that rose from age to age and dies upon the verge of thy eternity. Delacroix, lake of bloody angels haunt, wherever angels haunt. fighter's anger, the fawn's impudence, thou makest of all these a lovely thing. Proud heart, sick body, mind's magnificence. Puget, the convict's melancholy king. Watau, the carnival of illustrious hearts, fluttering like moths upon the wings of chance. Bright lustres light the silk that flames and darts, and pour down folly on the whirling dance. Goya, a nightmare full of things unknown, the forms witches broil on Sabbath night. Old women at the mirror, children. Delacroix, lake of blood-ill angels haunt, wherever green, o'ershadowing woods arise. Under the Shirley heaven strange fanfares shaunt, and pace like one of Weber's strangled sighs. Malediction, blasphemy, and groan, ecstasy's cries, Te Deums and tears of brine, are echoes through 1,000 labyrinths flown, for mortal hearts an opiate divine. A shout, cried by 1,000 sentinels, an order from 1,000 bugles tossed, a beacon o'er 1,000 citadels, a call to huntsmen in deep woodlands lost. It is the mightiest witness that could rise to prove our dignity, O Lord, to thee, this sob that rose from age to age and dies upon the verge of thy eternity. Delacroix, lake of blood-ill angels haunt, wherever green, o'ershadowing woods arise. Under the Shirley heaven strange fanfares shaunt, and pace like one of Weber's strangled sighs. Malediction, blasphemy, and groan, ecstasy's cries, Te Deums and tears of brine, are echoes through 1,000 labyrinths flown, for mortal hearts. An opiate divine. This has been Charles Baudelaire poetry. This is the poet.
Rocket attack on through civilians good because it's not actually Israeli territory. Oh, they're not actually Israeli citizens, so Israel shouldn't respond.
Yeah, what is the point that you said that it's not recognized? We see it as Israeli territory. This is why we.
Because I mean, it's also just common sense that you shouldn't return that strategically valuable territory to.
That part, but you did something else. You annexed that land. You could have said.
Yeah, and I don't know why you're making an issue out of that. We annexed that land.
I don't make an issue with that.
America. Yes, you are. You keep bringing it up.
It's
no
not
one else
me.
has been talking about the annexation. What does the annexation have to do with anything?
It's not me. It's the international community. No one approved the annexation.
I'm sorry. I need to ask this question. Why do you think that Israel should not give the land?
Dancers in the dazzled race, proud lovers with the paint above your bones, ye shall taste death, musk-scented skeletons, withered Antinous, dandies with plump faces, ye varnished cadavers and grey love-laces, ye go to lands unknown and void of breath, drawn by the rumour of the dance of death. From Sain's cold quays to Ganges' burning stream, the mortal troupes dance onward in a dream. They do not see within the open sky the angel's sinister trumpet raised on high. In every clime and under every sun, death laughs at ye mad mortals as ye run, and oft perfumes herself with myrrh like ye, and mingles with your madness irony. Oh, irresistible with fleshless face, Say to these dancers in the dazzled race, proud lovers with the paint above your bones, ye shall taste death, musk-scented skeletons, withered Antinous, dandies with plump faces, ye varnished cadavers and grey Lovelaces, ye go to lands unknown and void of breath, drawn by the rumour of the dance of death. From Siam's cold quays to Ganges' burning stream, the mortal troupes dance onward in a dream. They do not see within the open sky the angel's sinister trumpet raised on high. In every clime and under every sun, death laughs at ye mad mortals as ye run, and oft perfumes herself with myrrh like ye, and mingles with your madness irony. Oh, irresistible with fleshless face, say to these dancers in the dazzled race, proud lovers with the paint above your bones, ye shall taste death, musk-scented skeletons, withered Antinous, dandies with plump face.
You're not answering the question. Do you think it's possible? Do you think
I don't care how loud you think you can try to think you can dominate this kind of thing.
Okay,
I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and you're trying to like belittle something.
Okay, I'm just
and I can keep coming off the mic. I don't mind. It's genuine.
Sure. I'm just
I can
asking you a
continue
question.
going without a pause, without a period.
I'm asking you to answer.
And I'm answering your question.
You're not answering my question. So here's
I'm
what I
answering
would
your
like
question,
to ask
Mr. Vice President. Since you want to dominate the stage so much.
Well, hang on a second. He's moderating. We're having a failure to communicate here. Andre, what's your question?
My question
Well, hold on. Before Andre answered it, listen, CJ, I'm not sure if like the trend on the stage so far has been for people to have an outburst when they have difficulty answering your questions. You're following in line with that trend. Like, I hope that you don't wind up doing the same thing that the others did, which is, Brent did
filibuster and gish gow.
Actually, no. Actually, I moved to Brent. I hope that doesn't happen to you, because this has been a good conversation. But just because Andre has questions, and just because you're frustrated by the fact that like there's a miscommunication, Andre is not taking a tone or anything. I want you to like appreciate that. So I don't think that he's coming at this from any disrespectful way. I would appreciate it if you would try and match that tone, because it's just going to escalate what has been a good conversation into something that's more about entertainment, and that's not going to work out.
I think that's where I'm at in the conversation. Like, I don't mind being able to have a genuine conversation with people about these issues that are going on. Again, it is about the mere fact that I'm not answering it in the way that he wants. So, prime example, let's go over this question again. In the best interest of the will of the people and the best interest of the needs of the people. That's what we were necessarily talking about. No one's ever disregarding those things as a politician. To be honest, the politicians don't want any of the will of the people or the needs of the people. They use it in their own political gain, and that's where dominate all these different things. You have I want to be to the point where we're able to say, okay, the benefits of people understanding that we have more people who are not just Christian, we have more people who are not women who are talking issues, we have more things going on that we need to have a conversation about. However, we are not going to allow personal bias and effort to be able to enable conversations or to be able to overturn particular bills or legislations don't in favor for me in my belief.
Okay, so once again, the question is.
You obviously, I'm saying like,
because you know,
saying, like,
white baby has a black mom, they're white.
No, I don't want to get deep in detail. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you that bad. I'm just saying, like, off of looks, you look white type shit.
Oh, so you be one of them generalist people, you know?
No, I mean, like, if you walk up to me, you gonna know I'm black. I got brown skin, dude. You got white skin. Like, I mean, it's common sense. Huh?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that to me you're a nigger. You don't want to
Why
act
you have
like
to say
one.
all that for?
Because you want to act like one, I'll fucking act like one. You want to fucking
Don't
treat
nobody
me
call
respect,
you
I'll treat
cracker or nothing. Hey, who?
Are you cursing Muslims, Brian? Is that what you're trying to say? Did I hear you correctly?
I really don't give a shit if we're outnumbered by 2 billion ignorant, hateful people who will never.
I'm not talking about the Muslims only, Brian.
Like, you're
I'm
saying
talking
that
about
I'm supposed
European
to be
Union.
worried.
Okay, Brian, I'm Muslim. Do you have a problem with that? I'm Muslim here.
Guys, Israeli sovereignty over the.
Do you got a problem or something? Because I'm Muslim here.
Hmm?
I'm Muslim here. You got a problem with that?
I mean, I have a problem with a lot of what you people have been doing lately, yeah. I think that you need to just calm down and accept the fact that Jews have sovereignty over one country in the Middle East.
Okay, hold on, fine. Okay. So if you curse me as a Muslim and you want me to accept your words as a Muslim, when I say fuck you and fuck your religion, fuck the Jewish, what do you think now?
I mean, that's like basically what people.
I mean that you behave yourself and shut the fuck up and show your words.
Egyptian, what do you expect he's a Zionist? What, do you expect more from a Zionist not to say that? Come on.
No,
and then you play the role of the victim?
There's a serious
Egyptian, the guy, he's a Zionist. Of course he's
accepting the fact that Jews have their own country.
Well, if he's supposed to say that's okay, then he should accept the other side to say the same shit as he does.
Egyptian, he's a Zionist.
Oh my God, I do not want to hear Egyptian yelling on the mic or, dude, you guys can do better than this.
Yeah.
How to come better when he insults my religion and he insults us as Muslims, Isa?
I get it. And personally, you know that I have a lot of issues with Muslim and Islam, and I know that you have got issues with Jewish people, and that is okay. But I think that we can speak about it, and we can have a difference.
And I
you
don't
have to yell.
understand Egyptian, to be honest with you. Egyptian, this guy killing the children and justify that, and you're upset.
I just want to give you something. Soren is inspired.
You oppress people and you justify.
No hierarchy member in
If you oppress people, then don't talk to us.
Blocked by Iranians.
Or Simon. Or Ryan, whatever.
But look,
So,
listen,
We'll help them.
nobody approved that annexation. It's illegal. It's against international.
Annexations don't need your
What-
approval.
what law, Soren, what law, hold on.
Go to Syria,
Brian,
get a gun,
hold
and
on.
do something about it.
Soren, can you tell me I'm trying to learn from you. Can you tell me which law was broken?
Annexation of another sovereign land, it's illegal. Come
Yes.
on, what is it based? I understand you believe in jungle law.
So hold on, so countries can, since when conquering land is illegal? From what year?
If that's the case, why the whole world are now talking
Guys,
about
this
annexation?
non-IRGC member and being blocked by Iranian community. Please remove this son of a bitch.
No, we won't remove anyone. Thank you. We like
I
to
just
have
want
this
to
type of
give you a heads
discussion
up.
in our room.
He's a no son of a bitch in the Iranian
Okay,
community.
fine. Listen. There are only two rules in these rooms. One is no personal attacks, and the other one is no call for violence. Other than that, you can say whatever the hell you want. But if you do personal attacks or calls for violence, you're going to be removed. So please don't do it.
Okay, allow me to speak for a second, guys. I'll try to calm the room down a little bit. There's an old expression, I think it was the Japanese prime minister who said this. He said, every country in the world uses history to their own advantage. And this is the case with Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine. Everybody, they have their view. Yeah, they have their view of their history and what is right and wrong. That's one basic thing. So, anyways, another point, there are similarities and there are differences between everything in this world. You can take the most abstract thing in the world and you can correlate them. So you can say, well, what's similar between a cow and a jet airplane? Well, they're both made out of molecules, so they're the same, right? Or you can find the difference between two very, very similar things. So you can say all hydrogen molecules are different, even though they resemble one another very, very, very similarly, you can say, well, each one is an individual thing. So it's true. It's true. You can find similarities and differences between things. Probably similarities between the Russian-Ukraine war and Palestine-Israel war is that all of these sides, they all think they're right, and they all think that they have a claim to the land and a claim to a specific identity to the land. In the case of Russia, like the gentleman said, Putin said, oh, Ukraine doesn't actually exist. There are many Muslims in the world who say, oh, Israel does not actually exist, right? So that's one correlation. Or there are some extreme Jews. They say, Palestinian was never a real place, it was never a real country, and they don't exist. And there are many Ukrainians who say, well, actually, if you look back at the history, Ukraine is much older than Russia, and Ukraine gave birth to Russia. Everybody's kind of right and kind of wrong at the same time. So, I mean, maybe keeping this in mind, it's important, My personal opinion, I think, the Jews had such a very bad history in Europe and other countries. They got kicked out. I think they really deserve their own country, for sure. I think one of the differences between Russia and Ukraine and the Jews and the rest of the neighborhood is obviously geography. And so Israel, their main objective is to decrease threat.
Mad little nigga, bro. Said she a mad little nigga. Mad 'cause he ain't had no friends.
A little bit mad, but not hateful. Just a little bit mad.
Why you shut? Yeah, like motherfuckers ain't trying to be cool with you. You throwing little subliminals and shit, bro. Your ass losing baby hairs on top of your fucking head.
No, I just keep calling out your subliminals.
What did I say, bro? She the one that said you need to read.
Oh, okay, white man.
You stupid. I swear to God, bro. Like, I swear to God, I don't even know why your friends call you a friend, dog. Like, your ass ain't nobody to hang around. I'm just saying, I ain't talking about you. I'm just talking to him in general. I don't see who can hang around this nigga, bro.
Well, only the realest of niggas.
Did you just say niggas?
That's why your house so empty right now. I heard your echo in the background.
What did you just say? You just said niggas?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, he said niggas.
That's what I'm saying. He said nigger when I first came in.
And he said niggas.
Yeah, he said niggas right there.
You would get slapped in your mouth.
And that person would get shot in the leg.
Yeah.
Your ass live in a goddamn 1-bedroom toilet house, bro. Shut your ass
Yeah,
up.
I mean, dude, 1-bedroom toilet house with a gun range.
Bro, that is not cool, bro. You got like, they only made a gun when they made yours or some shit, bro. Grow up. Who does shit like that?
They don't train anybody
he
like
a crash out.
Because you a generation millennial bit.
What? I ain't supposed to train, nigga. The fuck? We don't have to train. Yo, bitch ass got to train because you scared. You shake with a gun, nigga. We come outside and really bust your ass in that head of yours, nigga. Fuck is you saying? We ain't gonna hesitate. Your ass in there trying to learn how to not hesitate with your punk ass. Shut your bitch ass up and shoot that gun again like a crash out. With your slow white boy ass. Now I'm on that shit.
Yeah.
Your ass
definitely be on my shit if you ever met me.
Oh, I definitely ain't that nigga. He want some goddamn smoke, I give it to him. Shit, I'm chilling, I'm drinking right now. I got all the time in the day right now.
I'm doing my makeup before I go to work.
I just got off of work. What time you get off?
She still got to answer for the Biden administration, and she still got to answer for the policies as she was the border fucking czar any way you slice it. Unless, Mayor, they're just going to try to do this election like they did their DNC primary, just like have no votes count and just install somebody and say, this is what we're going to have.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think Kamala is a big favorite. There's too much. It's too risky to have a switch of administrations right now. They're going to run with Kamala. Kamala is going to be the next president.
That's hilarious. The current administration. Listen, I think there's. You know what? I would say I think there could be something to that in general terms, but we're literally fucking switching administrations because they don't think that Biden's going to be able to make it through the campaign without starting to decompose. I mean,
and isn't Harris part of the current administration?
Well, that's his point. That's his point. By electing Harris, it would maintain an administration. But the funny thing is, you can't consider her election to be status quo when right now the main thing that she's running on in terms of being vice president is that she didn't actually have the job that people say she had.
Yes, thank you, Kelly. I was going to say that because she was saying that she didn't do anything. She was feckless, feeble, incompetent. She was retarded and stuck in an office.
Hold on, Brad. I don't want to overdo it. Like
that's the image that's coming out.
Hold on. No, listen. I'm not talking about my point of view. I'm talking about the direction of the campaign in terms of like the way things have to be spun. I actually think that there's some truth to the fact that border czar was a loosely applied thing, and there was somewhat of, I don't know, maybe an intentional misunderstanding of what it was meant to be or what her role was actually focused on. And the reason I think that's a fair interpretation is because of the CNN article that came out, I think it was in 2020, late, maybe it was, I don't know, where she even addressed this. So it's not like this is that, like her, it was shortly after Biden put her in that position. Now, what is also true is that wasn't exactly blasted throughout the like wires, right? Like people were happy to reference her as border czar or talk about this assignment that she got in a charitable way, right? That this meant that Biden trusted her with this big thing. So that's why you didn't hear a whole lot of people arguing with it. But now that we're on the other side of what seems to be either a performative, I guess, passing of the torch where there's nothing to be shown for it, at least not what people expect to have seen, as an outcome of it, we're going to have to rewrite history from some people's point of view. So it is undeniable that right now, when trying to talk about Kamala Harris's VP career, that what they are doing is distancing themselves from what most of America understood to be her job. And that is a problem.
So, but Kelly, that's not to the point that I'm the larger, excuse me, the larger point that I was making.
Because it was my point, because I'm the one who replied to William. But if you want to make a separate point, that's totally...
Okay. And my point is that now currently you have the news media, you have, your Clubhouse, Democrat shills that are going to come out of the woodworks. And they're all saying, well, Kamala didn't do anything, which indicates that she was feckless. She just did nothing. She didn't change. She didn't pass a policy, even though she was president of the Senate. She didn't do a single thing. You can't hold her accountable because she was stuck in her little corner office doing anything. None of the reports that came out about her cabinet, her staff, how they couldn't work with her, how she's got one of the greatest turnovers, actually surpassing Trump, if you want to look into it, allegedly, that they can't fucking take that on. She never attended, she rarely attended meetings that she was required to be at and avoided staff meetings on a regular. So this is a woman who was at a VP role, who was saying, I didn't do anything, this is not part of my administration, but now wants to be recognized for all the good. She doesn't want to be recognized for any of the bad, and she doesn't want to be called out on the truth. And this is going to be a huge problem for her, and she has yet to be hit with this punch, and I can't wait for it to see it falter, and Democrats realize that, yeah, we're idiots, we should have just primaried old Joe last year when you had an opportunity to do so. And now you're going to be stuck with her because she's going to sink like a rock. She's going to crumble. She did it before, she'll do it again.
I mean, the same argument, though, can be made, or it would be hard to defend against the same argument on the right. We don't know what Vance is going to do, but perception-wise, a lot of people see him as a slowly shrinking figure in the water, thinking like a rock. It doesn't mean it's going to be the case, but I don't think that this is any kind of a landslide or even sure victory. And in terms of what I was saying about the past, like Trump has sunk himself like a rock. Hopefully he won't do that this time. But it's totally possible. And hopefully Kamala won't. Well, I mean, it's yet to be seen. She's already had one speech out of like that. I don't know, 3 or 4 that I've heard of. She's probably had even more than that though. But there was one where she sounded like an insane person, just like she often does. And I don't think that this necessarily can be used to gauge what her leadership abilities are. But if we're talking about people getting elected, Kamala Harris comes across as such an awkward person that it's not even a matter of not liking her. In some ways, it's really hard to garner trust when you seem uncomfortable in your own skin. And to me, that's absolutely what she seems like. And, other people perceive her in other ways. But hopefully she can manage to not continue to do that. Like she did seem like she was doing a little better. Like she had some wind in her sails shortly after Biden pulled out of the campaign. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think that there is. I think what we're working with here, I would say for people that none of us are really excited about, even though we're supposed to be gaslit to pretend like there's some excitement among people that were like absolutely not excited 30 minutes ago on either side, frankly. But I can't say for because we don't even know who the VP candidate is yet for Kamala. But I think that we have a less than ideal ticket. And I don't think that anybody is like standing out as an obvious choice, in my opinion, for a lot of voters.
Brad is right to point out that Miss Kamala Harris, she had no support in 2020, but I think that's mistake. She's not a path-breaking political figure like Trump or Bill Clinton, but her job is not really to be that kind of individual standout. Her job is to keep the coalition together and kind of make the professional, base of the Democrats happy. And it looks like they've been doing all these Zoom calls with.
But fuck, William, she's got to get elected, right?
Well, she's gotta keep the coalition together, and it looks like.
Wait, are you saying she doesn't have to get elected? Like, I think his point is that.
Well, she has to mobilize. She mobilizes the party successfully. She's got a pretty good chance, and it looks like.
I mean, I beg to differ. If you don't think that the independent voters are going to be the ones that are determining this election, I feel like you haven't really been around.
Yeah, they will. In like 6 states, basically.
My point is that what I'm saying is I think you might be responding to the wrong side of his comment. I think his point is a matter of electability, and I don't know if she can't gain support, then how are you saying that he's wrong to use that lack of support to? Maybe not be evidence, but at least be something people should be concerned about. Like she hasn't proven to be able to gain support on a national level yet.
Isn't a leader supposed to be able to articulate a vision and to inspire? I hear her speak and I just cringe. It's just laughable. I mean, she's being widely ridiculed for her nonsensical statements. They sort of begin nowhere, they circle around, and they end up nowhere. How is she supposed to?
Does anyone here actually want her to win?
Oh, yeah.
Is there one person that wants Kamala to win?
I'm pretty sure there's, on this stage, at least 3.
People are united around hating Trump. So far,
okay, who here wants Kamala to win, and why?
Well, I'm gonna. If people want to answer that, absolutely. But otherwise, you can definitely speak to those people without knowing who they are. And it's not because I think people are scared to share their political points of view, but this hasn't necessarily been a room with no shots fired.
I'm just saying because I can't find people that actually want her to win, except for maybe a couple of black people. Like, oh yeah, because she's black. She's not even black. She's like quarter black, but yeah.
You'll have to listen to the white men for Kamala call. There was a lot of them out there. There's a lot of white men.
The white man. There was a call here on Clubhouse.
Reg, I was on the call.
Yeah, I know I was. I got booted out though.
Shit, okay. You were booted?
Hold on. You guys, I don't know. Go get another room if you want to talk about getting booted out of the white men for Kamala call. But I think Ken is asking.
It was that on Clubhouse?
No, this was a live fundraising gathering. They did it by segregating environments. So you have your gays, your Asians, your black people for Kamala. What I found intriguing though is this is the part that brings me back to the strong correlation to her 2019 run. Again, when you looked at these, the most amount of money, the biggest numbers, the largest group was white women. Now, I understand demographically there are just more white women than black women. But when we take this as a proportion and we look at this small group, I think it was like, 100,000 if that, we'll just play around with those numbers. That's still, you would expect to see an equivalent to this with black women. And there was a lot of self-prostrated, they were basically flogging themselves, hanging them on crosses and all this stuff. All these white women, it was great. The same thing with the men. But what I'm noticing is she is not appealing to the key demographics that were there. These are the same demographics that Biden was having trouble with, which were leading to questions about his electability, which makes him now sitting on the sideline. And I'm talking about his electability when those conversations started happening pre his fuck up at the debate. Now, Kamala may get a bump if she gets the debate Trump, but if she continues on this trend, it does seem that she's going to be underwater in similar places that Biden was already struggling with back in March and April. And you can just see this through an analysis. And my source of contention is she's repeating. She comes out of the gate strong, and then she's not even jogging. She's just like passing out before she hits the finish line. It's like a fat kid trying to run a mile in a sprint. It's just not going to happen. That seems to be Kamala's right.
A lot of it's forced, though. It's not real. Like, if you go on Reddit, and every subreddit, they're trying to boost, like, make her that she's something that she's not. And, like, they're basically using, like, hundreds of thousands of bots on Reddit to pretend that people actually like her and that she's this enthusiastic person when it's really not. And they're using it on every fucking subreddit. And they're like, if you go against that, like, the mods will ban you from, like, almost every subreddit now. It's, like, insane. It's like, I don't know if, like, the fucking government's running it. So it's so crazy. But you can tell that it's, like, it's not real. It's not authentic.
So here's, as far as momentum that, like, she in and of herself being Kamala has created, I can't really speak to that. I know that there seems to be the appearance of that. I think that the purpose of these campaigns is to manufacture just that. But I'm sure, I imagine some of it's real. I mean, it's kind of their job to do these things. But one thing, regardless of whether or not she's creating a real sustainable momentum, is she absolutely is, I think, a reason that turnout will go up for Democrats. So I don't know, like, I don't even know how much momentum matters anyways. As long as she can get people to turn out, like, the nation's so partisan that there's only a handful of people that are going to move in either direction, plus scatterings of people that may have changed their mind for one reason or another. Like, it's not a huge population. So I wouldn't expect Democrats or, like, people that are hardcore and don't really ever vote in any other way. I wouldn't expect them to go vote for Trump, but I did think that there was a reasonable concern that they just may not bother to vote. And I think she changes that. So outside of how much it gives her an edge over Trump, I'm not so sure that the momentum matters.
No, that's absolutely correct. Anyone that supports Kamala, you're talking in chat, like, come up, come talk. Like, don't be scared.
I've almost exhausted myself, so I probably won't troll nearly as.
Well, you're saying they're like people who are all excited about the first black woman president, and fair enough. They're going to turn out, but won't there be a wash with people who think like this is an absurd reason to vote for somebody, especially at a time in which we seem to be facing world crises? And do we want somebody whose leadership style we know and respect? What? Or somebody who has already been battled. Either choosing from a proven quantity, which is Trump, and you may hate him, and somebody who, at the very least, we know that she went along with policies of the previous administration and is frankly to the left of the previous administration. And is that what the nation wants and needs? Are we comfortable with that? To me, those are valid questions. You know, in addition to, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Did you like where we've been for the past 4 years? Did you prefer what you had before that with Trump? Or do you just want to roll the dice because of somebody's race and gender or sex? Does anybody want to address that?
Some people are saying she's not black. I say she's only quarter black. So is she really black? Real standard.
Well, who gives a shit? Who cares?
I don't know about
some people do. Some people care. So her mom is Indian.
Okay, so
and her dad is light skinned from Jamaica.
No, hold on. Listen. I'm just trying to frame this in a way that like makes it something more than just, I don't know, people saying things. So you're right. Some people do care. Do you think that people that do care are persuadable one way or another about Kamala based on her politics or her record or anything else? Or do you think that they're going to be kind of single issue identity only?
There is single issue identity.
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing if there are or there aren't. I'm trying to ascertain like how impactful you think.
I was in a black room and they're all talking.
No, hold on. Let me ask you this and then you can answer. I'm not trying to lead you anywhere or like, it's not gotcha. How many people do you think that there are that are going to strictly base their vote on her identity? I guess that's the best way to ask it. What percentage of the vote? Actually, you know what percentage of the vote that is something beyond turnout, right? Like,
yeah. I have no idea. I do know a lot of people that are saying these things probably wouldn't vote anyway. They probably just wouldn't. Like that's the biggest issue. If people actually went out to vote, like everyone voted, like in New York, Trump would win. So Trump will win New York if everyone actually went to vote. Because people, like, you go to the Bronx right now, just ask 20 people, Trump or Kamala, and they'll say, most people say Trump. But that's not, the people that actually vote, it'll be heavily, like 62, 70% Kamala, right? So that I guess that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't
Trump is pretty unpopular in New York.
No, he's not. Go to the hood. He's popular in the hood.
Come on,
he's
Mike.
Not this unpopular as you.
Trump was our first black president.
If everyone went to vote, if everybody actually went and fucking went to vote in New York, Trump would win. People just don't vote.
It's just a stupid statement. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
no, it's fucking not.
It's completely unknowable and retarded.
All right, go.
And if the people who vote there now vote, hang on, and if New York was responsible for picking the next president,
I used to live in New York,
actually vote, he would lose, right?
Can we get some like?
No, let's ask that question.
Hold on, Mike. I'm trying to clear. Hold on, Mike. I was trying to clear the stage for you.
Sure.
When you hear people talking, as much as it feels good to like blurt something out.
I'm just saying, if he's going to make that statement, then let's address the actual truth, which is if New York actual voters were responsible for electing the next president, he would lose. So for him to say the opposite, as if everybody was going to vote because his neighbors in the Bronx, and most of them don't like her, I just don't get what he's talking about.
I'm just saying they will vote for Trump. Like, most people, they're like, they fuck with Trump. They're just not going to go vote.
Yeah, I know you're going to double down on what you said. I stand by what I just told you.
I don't know. I think his point is interesting.
I mean, you're right too, though. You are right.
Hold on, Ken. I want to make sure, like, what I heard your point to be. I think that they're just hearing the last half of it, and I can appreciate why they're pushing back, right? But I think what your point was I think you were saying it about both candidates. They're like you were saying that the identity only kind of people that we hear from that are like really loud online, on social media, etc. Like these people probably aren't actually going to go vote, so maybe it's not as important as a lot of people think it is. And I think you were saying the same thing, or you were making a comparison on the other side to that. Is that not? Is that accurate?
Oh, say that again because you cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. That you were making a point about the identity politics game and how it's loud on social media, online, whatever, and you kind of, I don't want to say conceded, but at the end of it, you were like, yeah, but a lot of these people probably aren't even going to vote. So you were saying you don't know how important they are, and then you made an example of it on the Trump side.
No, I think more of them will actually vote than the people that like Trump, but just not gonna like. They're not really. People are not really political. I'm just saying it goes to like not fuck with
Wait,
Trump.
but then how does that matter? Are you?
And those people won't. But the people that you're talking about, the ones that are in identity politics, they'll actually go and vote because various reasons. Like if you're looking at chat, the ones that don't want to come up and talk.
I'm glad I clarified. Gotcha. I misunderstood what you were saying too then. But I mean, I see why people are pushing back on you. Do you actually think that like everyone in the Bronx is like Trump?
He lives in Canada. I'm originally from Canada. Live in New York. I live in Miami. Used to live in New York.
I grew up. You should apologize.
I have a Canadian accent, obviously, but I grew up in Miami and I live in Miami.
Kelly, you know why I came up. Hold on, let me put on my New York hat because I'm from the Bronx and I still live in the Bronx, so we're gonna straighten this whole thing out.
Let's go.
I know no one in the Bronx that would vote for Trump.
Are you dumb?
No
Hold on, Royal. You just said you're from the Bronx. Can you prove you even know anyone in the Bronx anymore, Royal? He knows every person in the Bronx.
No.
If he knows everybody and you don't know anybody.
No, Kelly. I live in the Bronx.
I'm joking.
Where?
It don't matter where. Don't ask me where I live. What's wrong with you, bro? Don't do that.
I mean, don't
stay in my block. What's wrong with you?
Cool.
This guy, man.
Bro, you know people fuck with Trump in the hood. Like right now.
Actually,
you know that.
Actually, I don't.
All right.
Like we talk about this all the time. No, I don't.
Yes.
I mean, he had a rally. That's pretty big, right?
Right, and even if your statement was incorrect, the fact that he came up and said, I'm from the Bronx, and no one in the Bronx will vote for Trump is...
It's cap.
That's not true.
That is a false statement.
Okay, hold on.
That is a false statement.
What he said is not true. All right, goddammit. You guys have to stop talking over each other. It's really annoying. Listen, we're going to let Redman finish making his point, and then Holistic...
Honestly, I was saying when 10 said if everyone in New York who doesn't vote went out and voted everyone, Trump would win. It may or may not be true. Let's say we'll go with people in the audience and the chat were saying that it's not true. Fine. But when Royal came up and made the claim that I'm from the Bronx and no one in the Bronx will vote for Trump,
no,
that's
not
more of
what
a false claim than what 10 said. That's more of a BS.
That's literally not what I said.
Yes, you did. You
Okay,
said
hold on.
Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong.
Hold on just a sec, Red. Well, I think that, listen, I do think he may have used those words because I think he was responding to the nature of 10's statement, which is that everybody in the Bronx would vote for Trump. And so I
never said everybody. I said he would probably win if everyone
I'm pretty
voted.
Sure, being hyperbolic, you did.
I said he would win if everyone voted.
Okay, maybe so. It doesn't matter. Like I don't think that either of them were trying to say that like there would be a sweep, right? I think that they were conversing about like the impact or how many of these people are as their critical mass. So I was kind of fucking with him when I said you don't know anybody and he knows every single person in the Bronx. Maybe that's also what you're attributing to this, but let's roll with the loose interpretations of what people are saying because it's just that interesting to argue over this kind of thing. But go ahead and finish what you're saying, and then we're gonna let Royal respond, and then we're gonna let him stick it in there.
Because I could tell you exactly what I said and what I was responding to. He said, "You telling me you don't know anyone in the hood that will vote for Trump?" And I said, "I know no one in the hood that will vote for Trump." That's what I was saying.
You're really not from the hood.
That's also a lie.
Oh, really?
I'm on the block.
That's also a lie.
Don't ask me what block I'm from, dude. You don't want to know.
Yeah, go ask the youngins. They all fuck with Trump.
Okay, holistic. Jump.
Thank you. So I heard him say that he lived in the Bronx. My current residence is New York. I've been living in New York over 20 years. I'm not in New York now. I left a few months ago. I left the country because of the immigrants. So I just posted a video in the chat. Those are Black people, brown people voting for Trump. I don't know what you're talking about with the Bronx, but as someone who's lived in New York for a long time, I have heard myself from several people from the Bronx, from Brooklyn, from the city, that they are tired of the immigrants. They are tired of Eric, I always forget that man's name, asking us to pay our tax dollars to take care of them when they can't take care of poor people who have lived in New York forever. There's New York citizens who live on the streets, but they put the immigrants in hotels, and nice hotels too. It's not rundown motels. People who have come to New York to visit and book nice hotels had to get a refund because the immigrants are running through the hotels like animals, and I don't care who doesn't like it. I said it. They bring very, very violent people to New York, and just tell the people in New York, well, your rent's going to go up, your food's going to go up, everything's going to go up. And, too bad, because we want to make sure that we have immigrants here to vote Democrat because you Blacks don't want to vote Democrat anymore. So I don't live in the hood. I live in Midtown Manhattan, but either way, well, I'm not there now. I'm traveling the world for a while because, like I said, it just got too dangerous in New York. But either way, I have witnessed this myself as recent as April when I left. And this is just July. This was just April. People are tired of what's going on in New York. People in the hood and otherwise are tired, and they want Trump back. People notice that they have more money under Trump. They don't appreciate what Kamala and Biden are doing, and they want Trump back in office. So, Royal, I don't know where you've been, but I actually lived it.
Yeah, I grew up and I was born and raised there, so I don't know what you're talking about. And at the same time, here's the irony. The irony is, if you want to fix the problem, what you don't do is vote Trump. Why? Because Republicans and Trump are the damn problem. They're the ones who's sending people who are crossing the borders to New York by busing them over. Okay? And since they're the ones busing them over, that's
New York, no.
No, it's
told
true.
them to come.
He's right. He's right.
The liberals, they bust them to New York because they...
Hold on, holistic. Here's the thing. You're going to get to reply, but you got to wait until he's finished. That's why I kept jumping in. Yeah, thank you.
So, yes, they are the ones busing the people over. And since they are the ones busing the people over, it really has nothing to do with the President of the United States, because the President of the United States are not the ones busing the people to the city.
But they're responsible for the country, though.
Okay, listen, hold on just a sec. You guys, I don't want to move people down because I don't think people are trying to be disrespectful. But we got to focus on letting people make their point. It's not a conversation.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's actually a Republican governors who are the ones busing the people to New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. So there's that part, right? Number two, Trump was the person that stopped the Republicans from completing the bill that the Republicans negotiated with Joe Biden to fix the border problem. They did that. Okay, so as soon as Trump gets in, now suddenly it gets fixed. No, Biden already created the bill that he negotiated with the Republicans. Why didn't they sign it? Oh, because they was listening to Donald Trump. So basically, he's the problem. So you explain that part first and tell me why I should vote for a person who is being divisive.
Well, first off, you're wrong on that assumption that it's just governors. Biden
Hold on,
is,
Brad. Give them a chance to respond and then jump.
All right, thank you.
Can I respond?
Oh no, they can go because I'm not gonna argue with him. I said what I said. I said what I said. So go ahead, whoever wants to.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Hold on.
Wait, no, hold
So-
on. No, listen. So just once, let 10 respond because Royal's having this conversation with 10, Red Rum, and Holistic because of the connection with the Bronx and the claims that were made. So let them have right of response to this point that he's at.
Doesn't matter. Look how many immigrants came during the Biden administration, right? All the governors are like, hey, here's a taste of your own fucking medicine. You guys want all these people here? How about you have them? I think that's valid. I think it's valid that they sent everyone to Chicago, New York, and etc. so people can understand what's actually happening in Florida, what's happening in Texas, and etc. It's actually completely fault of way too many people. And honestly, Trump was always right about building a wall. Building a wall was a valid thing he should have did, that we should have done. A lot of people come from the border. Yeah, people people can fly. Yeah, they can. Not always. Most people don't fucking fly, right? Biden let all these people in, and you can blame the governors, but really, it is what it is.
So
wait, I'm going to respond
this
to
very ABC.
Stop.
Royal, let Brad jump in, and then you can reply to both of them because it's probably just keep it fairly brief. Brad.
Yeah, I will.
Otherwise, it's going to take forever to get.
So again, we're aware because it was disclosed through FOIA requests and the lawsuits through CPB that the Biden administration in the last in 2023 actually shipped out 320,000 via air. This was under the Border Patrol program, which is ran by, the Biden administration, while Kamala as the borders are. This administration sent them up to create a softer approach in the border itself. So they were actually picking up immigrants and dropping them into certain areas of our country, most notably California, where they lost the seat, and certain other places around the country where they wanted to shore up seats because there's a little bit more to the migration pact. We are aware that the Biden administration under CPB, multiple times since his office, since he took office and rescinded those, has also shipped immigrants to other places. We see them in Minneapolis. We see them in Minnesota, Wisconsin, all over the place. They're not being sent by the governors. Now, the fact that Abbott sent 100 up or whatever it is, they're sending buses up, they're not even reaching the numbers of the immigrants that are actually being deported and driven up through Texas by Border Patrol themselves and through this administration. So whoever was saying that it's only the Republican governors is either a DNC shill or just full of shit or hasn't read what the crisis is at the border.
Okay, Royal, it's all you.
Okay, yeah, you can send me the documents. So, Brad, at the end of the day, as I was saying, I was responding to 10 on something. I forgot what it was. 10, you're kind of having ABC responses. That's all I can say, bro. I mean, you got to step it up.
Doesn't matter. It's accurate.
No, actually, it's not accurate.
I'm saying it is accurate.
No, actually, it isn't. That's the problem.
So refute what I said.
Information.
Refute what I said.
I don't even remember what you said.
So hold on. So Royal.
I would look into what Brad said. I would look into because. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say basically what Ten said was that he thinks that these governors are doing what he wishes his governor would do, and so his response is one that you can't really deny because it's his perception and how he feels about what's going on. So, and I think that this is largely true for a lot of people. But I was just reminding you of the gist of what.
I'm saying there's too many people coming to Florida, Texas, and they shit them out to New York and Chicago.
Well, let him reply to Brad. And that's why I wanted to give him the quick reminder in case that triggered the thing he was trying to say to you. But otherwise, I don't want to interrupt him. He's got to go with.
Oh yeah, no. I was saying with Brad, just provided documentation so I can read exactly what you're talking about because I don't know fully all of this that you just said, so I need to read it.
I mean, I think I am one to jump in, but I just want to listen. I don't think it means that Royal is wrong to disagree with 10 here, but 10, I think it's kind of flipped too. And this is something that I do think a lot of people on the left have to contend with, whether it's the economy or immigration or a lot of things. Like we can look at policies or how we think policies were interrupted, and I mean I think it's totally fine to acknowledge Trump's meddling in that. But at the end of the day, those representatives, hopefully, like, they should be held accountable if they voted because Trump told them to vote some kind of way. I think there's a case to be made on either side of that. But also,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't even care that happened because they feel like
sending you.
Biden's response out of the gate to immigration was just to reject everything that had Trump's fingerprints on it. And so I don't know that bill not being passed really does anything for people perceiving that Biden's priority when it comes to immigration is to make sure that Trump didn't get his way. And right or wrong, that's how a lot of people are processing this. I see that, Royal, you're not, but I don't know that anyone's mind is going to be changed when it comes to these things because it's a matter of perception. It's a matter of what they prioritize. And I think part of what Ten said was he's not going to hold people accountable, even if governors were responsible for 99%.
Hello?
Hey, Sophia, it's John. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm sorry, I was dealing with some ants in my kitchen.
Oh no. Invasion. Are you good?
Yeah, I dropped a little piece of cheese, and holy cow. I got to go back there. I mean, I'm sure there's more ants coming for that little tiny piece of cheese.
Doesn't dish soap, I think Dawn dish soap is something it helps. Oh shit, can I call you back? My dad's calling me. I'll call
Yeah,
you
sure.
right back.
Okay.
Policies.
Yeah, I was just sending you positive thoughts, vibrations. Hope peace of mind.
Then you don't need to ask what happened to the last 3 years because it wasn't like he was sitting on his hands. No, he was passing bills. Go look that.
No, he wasn't. He was gaslighting the public, saying there's no fucking border issue. What are you talking about? The Dems were fucking gaslighting the public, saying there weren't any issues. It wasn't as bad. Not like what are you talking about?
Well, then let's let I am get in here. Don't lose that thought, Ken.
Thank you, Kelly. How's everybody doing? Much love and respect to everybody on stage, even if we don't stand on the same side. I just wanted to ask a question because, unfortunately, I'm voting for Trump, so I guess to some people that doesn't make me that smart, so I may be wrong. But I think I'm old enough to remember that Greg Abbott down in Texas was trying to do everything he could. Well, first of all, I'm old enough to remember that when Trump talked about building a border wall and shutting down the border, the Democrats were calling him racist. They were calling him a white nationalist and stuff like that, right? And then when they started coming over and Greg Abbott put the razor wire up and stuff down there, it was Joe Biden that told him to take that stuff down, right? And even when Texas and those governors down there were saying, hey, we don't want these immigrants in here, you had, and I'm in Pennsylvania, you had people up here in New York, in Chicago, these governors saying, no, we're sanctuary cities. They should be allowed to come here. So my question would be, what the hell did you expect those other governors to do? If I'm saying I don't want nobody, if I'm saying I don't want nobody coming in my house, and you my neighbor, and you saying, yeah, we should let everybody come in, and they start coming in my house, shouldn't I tell them to come? No, not here. Go to their house. They said they want you there.
Yep, valid.
And the last thing I'll say...
Oh, go ahead. I'll wait.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The last thing I'll say, right, is we know that the Republican Party are pushovers and they're soft, right? You can see it happening right now with the way that they're campaigning against Kamala, and then you have the media coming out saying, oh, well, why are you saying this? Oh, why did you call her a ding-dong? And you actually have Republicans apologizing for saying something about Kamala, even though Democrats have been calling Trump everything except the child of God since 2016, right? So we see that the Republican Party is easily bullied and stuff, but when you talk about, oh, Trump had them kill that border bill, well, it was 6 Democrats that voted to filibuster that too. Why nobody never talks about them 6 Democrats? Because I believe if they would have voted for the bill, that bill would have passed.
I feel like a lot of liberals, and this is why I say that liberals are delusional and annoying, and it's no shade, but it's just true. If you want to say, oh no, we have plenty of room, we have plenty of resources for the immigrants, and then they cross the border and come into a state where people have said they're not welcome here. What I agree. I said it so many times, and the liberals say, "Oh, they put them on buses and drop them off at Kamala's house." That's so mean spirited. What's mean spirited about you asked for them? Here they are. We don't want them. Like I don't. It's like I don't understand what world liberals live in that you think that you can force other people to be inconvenienced by decisions that you made. You made the decision to let them in, so you take them. I live in New York, and now I 100% agree with what Texas did. I would have done it too. Then you ask for them. Here's your immigrants. Like I don't know what liberals think. It's like you want to decide to be this, bleeding heart, and we are the world, and you want to force everybody else to be that too, and to be inconvenienced. No, that's not how the world works.
Well, you can add to that. One other thing is they were criticized for flying those people to those places. The real trump card was played when they sent them out to, Nantucket? And that's a sanctuary city. But within hours, they had a line of lawyers there helping them explain, hey, if you didn't want to come here, all you got to do is tell us that, and we can help sue. And, they had a whole thing set up. And on top of it, we later find out that Biden himself, the admin, was flying people into places without the governors even knowing they were coming in. So they were doing the very same thing without the knowledge of anybody running the state, and played it off as the Republicans were the bad ones, when yet they were doing the same exact thing except for flying them in.
I'm going to say this too and I'm a black woman, as y'all can see. I'm 100% all the way a black woman. And I don't like the way that the Democrats, or Kamala specifically, is trying to pander to black people with the whole I'm a black woman thing when she was just Indian American recently. She's doing that because, that way black people will overlook everything that she did with the border. And they'll overlook all of the things that she did because, she's one of us. She put on Chuck Taylors and she went to a black school as if non-black people don't go to black schools. And she ate a pork chop sandwich. So she's one of us. Forget about the fact that they're bringing in the immigrants to vote Democrat because they don't have enough voters. Let's just make sure we go and vote for her because she got a blowout and she's sister girl with the pork chop sandwich. It's insulting as hell.
How does it feel that, I take it, I don't let things offend me, but it just seems just to be wrong. And both sides do it, and they pander, and it's, for the black vote, for the brown vote. And then, you have to think this way because Biden, if you don't vote for me, you're not. So what we're saying is that you, as the man running for president, as a white guy who eulogized a former Grand Dragon, is saying that if you're not thinking right, in the way I want you to think, you're really not black. To me, that whole concept is just appalling, I would think. And I want to know what your guys' take is, because it's easy for me to just sit there and say this from an outsider's perspective, but it'd be no different. I'm second generation born here, but it'd be like all of a sudden somebody saying, because I have Irish and German and, you're automatically Hitler because you came from Germany, and I'd be like, get out of here, but how does that feel when you hear them lumping, whether it be the black vote or, if you don't vote this way, you're not black. What's that like? What was your thoughts when you heard?
Well, Joe Biden went on a black radio station, The Breakfast Club, and sat down with Charlemagne, who's a black man, and said, if you don't vote for Joe, you ain't black. And what's really sad is black people were not, I was insulted, and he damn sure wasn't, he wasn't going to vote for me anyway. But I don't know, I think black people thought, and I don't care who don't like it, because this is a black woman saying it, okay? And I grew up around nothing but black people. So have your feelings hurt. I don't care. I think that those ignorant liberal blacks thought, oh, well, Master Joe said if Weeze don't vote for him, Weeze ain't going to be black no more. They thought they was going to wake up and be Mexicans and ship to Mexico, I guess. So we better hop down to the border, because if we don't, they going to kick us out of America. Like, it was weird to watch him be able to say that. And then they talk about how they think Trump is racist. I don't understand that, but I'm 40 years old. Before Trump ran for president, Trump was a part of black culture. These little young 20-year-old liberals don't know what they're talking about. Trump is not pandering to black people. I've watched him be in black people's rap videos and everything long before running for president. I watched it myself. His name is mentioned in so many rap songs. So I don't understand why it is that they think that he's the racist one when Biden said something like that. And also, as far as Kamala's ass goes, I'm insulted by that, because when we finally do, if America ever does get a black woman who is president or vice president, now she has to be second, because that bitch wanted to pander. All of it is just insulting, but black people are very, as a collective, because it's not every last one of us, but as a collective, black people are very emotional people, and black people love to accept everybody into the culture. Everybody gets an invite to the cookout. You can be black, or you have 0.59% African in you. Okay, well, you one of us. Come on over. It's weird. They don't gatekeep at all. And I think black people need to do more gatekeeping. But they won't. They want to, let everybody in. And, as long as you dance with us and play our music and eat pork chops, then you're one of us. It's very strange to watch.
Yeah, I think for me it was highly disrespectful. It's disrespectful to me when anybody does that, let alone some old white dude that has a history of racism. I don't like when black people try to say it's some type of code that we're supposed to stand on. I'm an individual. I have my own individual needs, my own individual wants. I have my own family to take care of, and I have my thoughts, and my decisions are my own. So to hear somebody say that again, especially an old white dude with a history of racism, and the whole time to hear them not only say stuff like that, but then to paint the other guy as being a racist, it's like what people say, you playing in my face, like you're just playing with my intelligence, and I can't get behind that at all.
And the other thing that bothered me is like,
hold on. What does Royal feel about that though? That specific thing. What does Royal feel? Because he's actually the liberal.
He's one of them. He thought he was going to wake up Mexican. That's why he's quiet. NASA going to kick us out the country if we don't vote. Weird.
And what bothered me though is like, you go back to Hillary. She's in front of a larger black audience, and I was in no way tired. And we're talking, like the Saul Alinsky, prodigy. And and they go in and they pander. They change their accents. They change the way they speak. And me, I don't care if it was a Republican. If you came in front of me and you started changing who you were, that tells me you don't like who you are. So if you don't like who you are and you have to fake it, first of all, we know that
people code switch though. People code switch all the time. Depends who you're around.
You don't see Trump going out there throwing a Southern slang when he goes to Georgia or Louisiana, or
That's true.
He's Trump.
Trump is Trump. Yeah, you're right.
But Trump also has one thing going for him. He had a long history before where people did look at him, and the rap songs talk about it. They want to be Donald Trump. The guy was a baller. Let's be really he's a billionaire. He's one of the richest people on the planet. So he's got a little bit of clout in that manner. He still says some dumb things, and I'm just like, dude, I know what you mean, but like just recently it was like, you won't have to vote again. What he meant was, Christians, every one of you get out. If you're going to do it this time, and you won't have to do it again because we'll fix it so good. Instantly, the very second it happened, I rolled my eyes and went like, why do you have to give them sound bites? And that's the one thing he's got to change. But what I would love more than anything is somebody to literally, and Trump should have done this. He should have came out. He had access. He's the only president who sat and took questions every opportunity he could. If he walked by a mic, he took questions. And all he needed to do is every time that the politics got involved, I would have called it out. I'm looking to try to do this. We want to pass this. This is who's voting against it. And he should have done that. And both sides need to start doing that because, again, like she brought up the border thing. There were Democrats that voted against it. And there's reasons. If you look at that, there's reasons. But the simple fact that every single person that can champion what's going on with the sudden drop in border crossings has to answer this question. If you did it unilaterally 6-7 months before an election, Joe, why did you wait till then? If you did it now, you could have done it then without anybody else's help, and you didn't, and everybody knows why. But those are the questions we have to start asking politicians, and we kind of let it go. And somebody in the chat said something about holistic, you should be ashamed or whatever. And I'm like, that's the problem. If we're not aware of what ideological subversion is, you need to look into it. There's a guy, his name is Yuri Bezmenov, Bezmenov. He's a defector. That was a Russian propaganda thing was being carried out back in the 60s in the United States because they knew they couldn't beat us in war. So they beat us with psychological warfare. Well, guess what? Our own government does it. He even talks about it, that they know that the CIA has been doing it since the 60s. They have a budget for movies, for Hollywood. They push things. And if we don't pay attention to what's being pushed in the media, pay attention when all the buzzwords on all platforms, all media stations, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, it's the same buzzwords routinely. That's where the ideological subversion is. What they did was they purposely pushed false information to a group of people. And I don't remember how many years later, he explains it. They went to them, they showed them, hey, we were lying to you. And they didn't care. They wouldn't believe that they were being lied to. And he goes, now we know how to do it. That's what we got to do to the U.S. And so when he came here, he was explaining this, hoping to make a change here because he said this is the last beacon of freedom on the planet.
Well, Yuri actually taught in Toronto. I know heavily about Yuri, and he said it takes decades. But he basically predicted everything that's happening right now. Not even predicted, he just said this is what's going to happen and how to use basically leftist ideologies and progressive ideologies to basically destroy what we have as a society. It's just really fucked up.
It's almost scary. Have you heard the "If I Were the Devil" by Paul Harvey from 1965?
Nah, I just heard Yuri's interview a long time ago, and then I listened to it again. I was like, wow, it's so on point. It's insane. And yeah, it's brainwashing. Listen, humans are tribal in general, and humans are fucking stupid in general, and they'll just follow shit. That's what's happening. Everyone's just following a thing. Even us supporting Trump to an extent. The reason I actually I just prefer Trump because I see him as the lesser of two evils. That's the only situation. That's why I'm supporting him. But overall, humans are just easily manipulated.
Let me jump in really quickly. Sorry, I couldn't jump in before. I was doing something, but I've read some of the chats. I've heard what you guys have been talking about. I just want to point out one thing that Lauren said, which is what triggered me to want to make the point that I'm going to make. I got to find it now. I think people dislike the entitlement to the black vote without doing anything for black people. She was saying that in response to Dawn. And listen, I think the comments that I've seen from Dawn and people that have her perspective on this, they're understandable. But I think a lot of times, even if the majority of whatever group we're talking about, in this case, the black vote, sits with Dawn's point of view and agrees with her, even if it's the majority, it doesn't mean that there's not a significant number of people that are represented by what Lauren was trying to get across there. And I don't think that this is limited to the black community. I don't even think that this is limited to an identity group. Why do you guys think Donald Trump was elected? What do you think the MAGA movement is? The MAGA movement, the thing that undergirds that MAGA support is not the majority of Republicans or definitely not right-leaning people in America, because it doesn't require that to shift politics. And I don't know, anyone that's ever heard me talk about this knows that I am not a fan of populism. I am not a fan of, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of a lot of the things that drove Trump into a position of being able to win that election either. But populism is dangerous. There's 1,000 reasons that I can complain about Donald Trump, whatever. But a fact of the matter is, when people feel like they are ignored, they will eventually do something about it. And I think people miss this because they don't understand that this isn't a matter of like skin color. It becomes one, though, when people do what Lauren is pointing out. When people just pretend like because people are of some color, they should identify in a particular way or another. I appreciate why there may be a rational reason for that presumption to be made, but it doesn't mean that people respond to that well. And again, case in point is the Republican Party right now and the dominance of Donald Trump on that side. And it does not require a majority of the party to see that kind of movement. And so I think just people should acknowledge that when people feel like when people feel like their existence is abused just by the nature of them being there, and that they are a reliable person for somebody, but they get absolutely nothing for it, they're going to stop showing up. The floor is open. Whoever wants to jump.
Just real quick, and it takes a while for that to catch on. And you're spot on, Kelly. You know it does. But like if you look back when Clinton was running, it was clean water for Flint. Didn't happen. Clean water for Flint didn't happen. Gore ran on it. I was watching it live, and I remember someone in the crowd just busted at just screaming at him that they aren't buying their BS anymore. You know, so, you know, you got 2 terms, a third term. They're like, you lied to us, you know, and I wish more people would that's what I was saying earlier. I wish more people would hold these politicians accountable, especially our congressmen and senators. We've got people in there for a life. We're talking about, you know, the president saying we need term limits for the Supreme Court. We need term limits for politicians. And there are several that are good that left after they were going to leave after the 2nd term and were convinced to stay for the 3rd. But, and I wish they would have, run for president, but they hate politics, and they left because of what politics is, you know. And in my opinion, he's one of the best I've ever seen, but he says he was terrible at it because he would never give up something he didn't believe in, or give in to something he didn't believe in just to get something for his state. And so he left. But that's what we need more politicians to be like. And I think if we're talking about term limits for anybody, gosh, we got to be talking about all of the politicians having those, and I think we need to have an ability to recall an election as a state. If somebody's promising things and they're failing miserably, there needs to be an accountability. You just don't get an all in. You got voted in that one time. No matter what you do, you get to stay, you know?
I would like to say, this is not to disqualify anybody, but I'm speaking to a particular people when I say this. I would like my black people who consider themselves black or people of color to start looking at yourselves as Americans, okay? You have to be an American first, because the election that we're going for is not for the president of black people. It's not for the president of white people. It's for the president of this corporation that is America. And if we have good laws in America, they make good laws for white people, there's going to be good laws for black people, and vice versa. I do not like Kamala, but one thing I think that is entirely unfair is when that woman said, I'm not going to make laws that's just going to benefit black people, and people act like she said something wrong. She would have to be a goddamn fool to come out here and say, I'm going to make laws that's only going to make black people great in this country. That is a recipe for disaster. So as long as we start, everybody, we all start looking at ourselves as Americans, whether you Democrat or Republican or whatever, and holding these people that we are electing into power, holding them accountable to the actions that they are committing, we are all in a sad, sad fucking place.
May I say something?
Yeah, you know what? It's popcorn, so I'll just say this for the sake of anybody else in here. It's popcorn as long as nobody's speaking. Please jump in. So go right ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna stay. I just wanted to make a point. I love the conversation. I do agree with the gentleman who just spoke that Black people in every country needs to see themselves as an American. I just find that certain groups have a habit of saying that to Black people when it's time to manipulate for a vote. Not you, sir. I'm just saying like certain political parties. The bottom line is I feel like everyone should be voting for their best interests, for what suits them, what political party more closely speaks to their core values, and the idea of group thinking for voting is, I feel like it's archaic and it's outdated. There's no more need for group thinking and hive mentality and this wolf pack mentality when it's time to vote. I did like what Corey said earlier about, the entitlement. I believe that was Corey. No, I think it was Kelly, about the entitlement to the Black vote. And I think it's weird that we're still calling it the Black vote. The ideology and putting all Black people in this voter block. And so now what we're doing is saying that if you're Black, you must all vote as a unit. And that's extremely un-American. That is extremely un-American. In my opinion, there's no such thing as the Black vote. That's foolishness. And so what we end up with is this mob mentality where if you dare to vote against the wolf pack, you get bullied, you get canceled, you get attacked, you get maligned, which again is very un-American. Like America was built on doing what you feel is right, is built on your idea of right and wrong, within the law. America was built on rebellion. So how did we go from that to and majority rule to do what you're told, only think what we tell you to think, and instead of majority rule, which is what democracy is supposed to be about, the majority no longer rules the way it's supposed to.
Hello.
Hey, Sophia, it's John.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm down to meet up. I was doing. Yeah.
Cool. Where should we meet?
Let's go to Irving Park Brewery.
Irving Park Brewery. Do they have food there?
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. 30 minutes? 40 minutes?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. See you soon.
See you there.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Time for lunch. Looks like manja.
On a topic, you're all talking about your sexual parts and what you want to do to
set the
yourself
topic.
instead of just focusing on the topic.
Lisa, set the topic. Go ahead.
So no, let me ask you another quick
Well,
question.
I don't even know what we were talking about anymore.
Okay, because Soren wants to derail. Ali, go ahead.
Ali brought a good question to Soren.
He won't answer, but Ali, I'll answer you honestly no matter what you ask. Go ahead, Ali.
So honestly, sorry.